Yes.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to start our meeting. So, we want to pick up where we left off and then go back through it because we had some things that we had to review and come back to. That makes sense, which gets us on page 2.
Yeah, police protection.
And we started talking about, section 13.
Look at the hydrants.
Hydrant.
Oh, hydrant.
Something that we don't use.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
one, something, one hydrant in town.
I think there's just a couple. One.
Two, at least two. So
Yeah.
Two, but they're out of service. I think one of them's out of service, right? We only need one, but they're right there. What?
It's out of service.
There's a red thing on it that says out of service, so I assume this is.
I'll definitely give them a call, find out why.
I think, I saw them working on it the other day, actually.
Take a picture of it?
What?
You ever see them fresh it out, let it run?
Yeah. One of them. Those are city water through.
Yeah. Can you take a picture of that?
Yeah.
And send it?
Are you on city water where you are?
I can be, we dug a well a number of years ago. It used to be.
Yeah.
No.
They had it because of the mill, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. So yeah, definitely send that to me and I'll call them.
But there's at least one that's active right there.
Yeah.
Still,
Where's the other one then?
right on the other side of the mill.
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, the
Oh,
farm
okay.
building's on city
Like I
water.
said.
My parents' building's on city water.
Okay.
So $1,400.
There's, yeah. $396.
Yeah, I think it's the same
Yeah.
I don't see any reason to change it.
Yeah.
No.
You said 1,400?
Yeah. Security system yearly contract is $297,
Yeah, that's from this, the monitor and maintenance.
and there's no change to that as far as you know.
No, it's been that since we started.
Good.
Where is the hydrant?
We get to police protection.
So this, it looks like last year we sort of misbudgeted. We have the contract and it's a lot higher than.
Remember we're like part of 1 year into the second,
Right,
the year runs.
but it's gone up, so now it's gonna be half a year at 115,000 and half a year at 123, so
Right.
roughly 120,000.
120.
Roughly, I mean, I
Yeah.
can do the math and tighten it up, but it's roughly that's what it is.
Leave it at 100, put it at 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'll,
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
the way it's broken down.
we can tighten that up exactly, but it's roughly that.
Yeah.
And then I think we've got to have a discussion, this contract we talked about last night, we've only got one person signing it, which I don't think is technically quite right, but, people did vote for this, but the question is, do we redo this and repaper it to have the right signatures on it, and then two, there is a 60-day termination notice. So if it did get voted down, we could get out of it. So
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
like
so
it's
give
so
it your
concrete.
so it's not indefinite or anything like that.
And that's when Troy came last year, he said he'd never just do a 1 year thing, it
But
just.
I guess why? And I'm not second guessing him, but I mean, I get that they've got to plan ahead, but that's a lot of money with a 7% increase a year for us.
Mhm.
How does it just, Troy,
What's that?
I mean,
I didn't hear you.
cost of living cost of living hasn't gone up 7%. COA is 2.8%.
I mean, the expense of the cars, the insurance to have them, they pay, we don't have to pay any, that's all part of it, those numbers, their
Okay.
salary.
And-
I'm sure he'd break it down for us if we asked him. You know.
And he was doing these figures under a different federal administration, which had a
Right.
different philosophy on things. I think you have to take a worst case scenario when you're doing a contract like that, and trying to put it out there, so.
I know he did say Eddington and Clifton are the lowest. The other towns that have contracts pay way more.
Well, ours is roughly the same as Eddington's, but
Yeah.
and I'm not, like, I don't want to come off saying I don't think this is a good thing necessarily, but our town, our tax base, our total budget is roughly $2 million. Eddington's is like $6 million, and we pay the same amount for police. Like, it's a big chunk of money for us as a small town.
Mhm.
You
You
know?
guys gonna recommend that the town pass it again?
Absolutely. From what I've seen in our town, absolutely. I want police protection here. I strongly recommend such a thing.
Been voted twice on a single line and it's passed every time. So, but
That's
anyways.
just me, only speaking for me, but I would. Although I live in a safe place, you know, my side of the road, it seems like the other side of Route 9, I don't want to be over there. I like being on our side, Bill. Oh, Frank, our side seems safe.
Well,
I don't see them on the road. I mean, I see the first time contract with them 3 years ago, we came on once.
Yeah.
I've never seen them on the road. I'd like to do more side roads instead of trying to get the full guy on the work.
Well, my question would be, if our contract is sent to Eddington's, are we having that many more calls for the sheriff versus Eddington? I guess that's how I would look at it.
What it is, they give us 40 hours, they give Bennington 40 hours, but they cover both towns during those 80 hours a week. And that's, we share it with Eddington.
They
in
give
that
us the
sense.
monthly report,
Yeah.
what they've done. I don't think I have what this, next week you'll have it.
It looks a lot more attractive if it was split in half and for 40 hours.
Mm.
Well, and I remember we asked Sheriff Morgan
Yeah.
that, can we go to 20 hours? He said, no. I think we should revisit it, negotiate it. The counties, it's no secret, the counties hard up on money. They're going after all the small towns to get these contracts, and we're essentially double paying, in my opinion. We're paying a 15-17% increase to county tax, then they come around and they're getting a 7% increase on this too. It's like, we pay 120 for this, we pay 170 for our full county tax. It's like we're double paying almost.
Well, a lot of what your county is jails and the other things, but still, what Troy would tell you, because I asked him that question, he said, I'm not gonna do 20 hours because I can go to another town and get 40.
Mhm.
And I can't pay a guy half a shift, I'm paying him full time.
Mhm.
And so he would say, it's either 40 or nothing, if it's nothing, we'll go somewhere else.
And he won't respond to Clifton if there's an issue here.
Well, no, he would have to.
Yeah,
But
because
he
they wanna
may be
be
coming
part
from East Corinth, and that was his point. My only 3 officers in East Corinth, that's where he's coming from.
Because at that point, Eddington's sheriff could not come over here,
They wouldn't.
technically. I mean, if it was a shooting, of course, but
Yeah.
they're
He wouldn't
legally
patrol
bound
here.
to Eddington. I mean, Birch said that I had to call one day, I had a situation here, and I knew he was in town over there, and Shauna said, yeah, go ahead, you know, but technically,
Well, if you're in a situation where you call 911,
I just
in the
figured-
office,
yeah, he was right next door. And he comes through Clifton, a couple streets, roads, so he made it like he was visiting over here, those roads. But I understand everything to what you guys are saying.
But either way, it's 100 for the budget, it's gonna be 120,000, right?
Right.
Agree on that.
Yeah,
It's a-
as long as the folks approve it.
How did we go so far over on the animal control?
That's the same, oh, so,
That's like $8,000 over.
Because
and
of
that's, I'm gonna
the
explain.
incident.
So there's 1, 2, 3, I just sent over there's a violation happening, it's in the court. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost $9,000 worth gonna be part of the court case and will be restitution. So
Will these people gonna be able to afford that though?
that's part of her
I
agreement.
mean, you can't get money out of the turnip.
Right.
That's what I was just thinking.
In theory,
Yeah.
right? Right. And, but it
She-
costs us that money.
Did sell her property, but we're not, I understand, I said the same thing to the officer. And that's why, that's over.
I think that's sort of a one-timer.
Yes,
I-
it is.
I don't, for budget perspectives, I don't think we need to put more in there, but I think we still.
How do we rectify it though? To the townspeople, is the next thing.
You can't, we have to provide animal control, and in that situation, everybody is involved
There was a
besides
lot of
animal
animals
control.
and a lot, and they had to be transported to Portland.
Yes,
Quality.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because
There's
there
a
was
lot
no
of-
room local.
So I think we just, for the purposes of budget.
Yeah.
We are at just shy of 3,000 last year, I think we just leave
Yeah.
it flat and assume there's not,
Gonna be in,
which might be a big assumption, but you can't.
Hopefully nobody
I
else.
think that's the 2750.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I recommend.
Can I ask why those sort of things aren't paid out of the fees collected in the account that should be in the general ledger?
It comes out of this animal, Bangor Humane Society.
Right, but there's a certain percentage of the
Right.
licenses that's supposed to be collected in an account
Mhm.
in the general ledger for just this purpose.
And I'm sure the auditor in the end will adjust that,
No,
But
that's
for
nothing to
this-
do with this.
Anyway, we don't need to get into that now.
because I'm not gonna.
Solid waste is next, the monthly contract is 91,000, is that,
Annually?
Yes, that's next.
Annually,
Okay.
yes.
Do we, I got a bunch of things I wanted to ask. Can we get a list, maybe electronically, or get a copy, all of the contracts, in one email? Because I know, like, we've looked at some of these from time to time, but like the police one, I didn't know about until 2 nights ago. But if you could send us,
Yeah.
you know, roads, salt, sand,
Yeah.
trash, sheriff, fire, get them all in one charge, that'd be helpful.
Yeah. Sure. Was it 91?
That's what it was, that's what we budgeted last year. I assumed it was gonna go up, but I don't have the contract.
So.
yeah, what's
let's-
gonna go up?
Yeah, so let's,
Do you know where it is?
4%.
yeah, I
Can
can
you
go,
grab it?
yeah, I'll go in, it's in the file. And then I have the,
3 or 4%.
I could guess 4%.
Yeah.
I just,
and that's for the, what we spent. Yeah.
4%.
Once you agree that, we need a different line for this second bin. And we have to get that authorized. Right now, there are 41 people, as we see, 41 people who requested a second bin at $260 a year. So what do we want to do with that as far as, I mean, if you put it, everybody gets one, we need a line with another $100,000.
but it's, you said 50, so 50 times 260.
It's $13,000.
I don't think it's being abused, and I think it's fine.
So, but we have to have it in here.
I agree.
And do we want to cap it at 50?
I don't even, it's not gonna go that high. Unless something goes crazy between now and the next few months. I think if we put $15,000 in there,
That's what I'm saying.
that should cover us. I think.
I agree with John. That makes sense.
So, but I agree with Dennis that we should have a line item, we should add in the, you know, we have the weekly trash, and then we have the cost of the second bin, and we could put a number in there,
So
say
July,
17,500.
Because that allows you then something to look at. And we people get to vote on whether they want to do that or not, too,
Yeah, if they shoot down, then we'll be back here to
to figure out what
see
we
what's
do.
gonna happen next.
I wouldn't, I'm not, so we're gonna make a separate warrant article for it, is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, usually bunch those together, anything waste.
Whatever we should do. I would be, I would like to vote on whether people can or not, but have a separate, yep.
Is that bin like a rental fee? The customer's not actually buying a bin.
No, that'll never.
So if that's
Casella owns them, we lease them for $5 a week each.
So if it isn't used, or one bag goes in there,
They're still paying for it.
Charge the same whether you throw any out.
Yeah, they don't even put it out.
One barrel.
Technically, we're paying less because it's not going, it's
Yeah.
not being a tipping fee, we're going that,
Yes.
but.
It's supposed to kind of wipe itself out
Right.
when you sat here and told us.
It's unfortunate how the cans got distributed, because they went up every little dirt road, side roads, they put these cans everywhere, we even got a squatter beyond me, that there's a camper in the woods, they even gave that out.
I know, I brought it down.
Yeah. They didn't come back and pick those up for at least a week later, and some of these people have already moved into their sheds and this and that, so how many of these containers never got really returned? I know there's two on our road themselves are being used, but they're not supposed to have them. So,
I don't think Casella minds them using them. I don't know. I haven't asked them.
there's two people beyond me that are on private road that use the containers, what get charged, would you say $260 or something a piece?
$260 a year, yeah, $5 a week, yeah.
And, they're not even supposed to have those, I wonder how many people have these in their sheds that don't even supposed to have them.
What's gonna happen in 3 years when it goes back up to bid again and Casella doesn't get it? And then you got all these sitting at everybody's house too.
Right. Well, it's just a way we can find out
They,
if they are going to return to people that weren't supposed to have them.
Casella has the code that's on each one.
Okay.
They know where each one went, so I don't know, maybe they haven't tracked every single one down yet, but they're in the process of handling all that. But that part is on them, because our contract for the first bin is the same. It's the second bin that we get charged more. So there's no increase or decrease to the town if someone has one,
They're not using it.
they're not using it.
Okay.
It's the second one is where the additional fee comes in.
Now, they dropped my neighbors off. They gave them 2 right out of the gate. There's one
That happened, there was a
person-
lot, because it was an
one person
independent
in the old
contractor
trailer
delivering
left 2
them.
bins.
But they'll take care of it. That's on Casella.
So going back to, it's a 3%
3%.
increase for the remaining years.
So they give it.
But see, that's all the medicine.
So we're at 91, so 3% of that.
An additional 3%.
So, but, okay, so we're paying, right now it's basically 8,000 a month, and you're
Yeah.
saying that's gonna go to,
So in July, their year starts, so,
It'll be another.
yeah, so
27.
7,992.08 will continue until July. And,
so 8,000 times 5 months, and then
Yeah.
7 months at 8,000 plus, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
3%.
because this goes.
So 8240, 7 months. So I come up with 97,680, which is, does that sound right?
Mhm.
Sounds
Sounds like
high.
98 on it.
Sounds high to me.
Well, I don't think we budgeted properly this year because we went with the 91,000, but we didn't account for the increase in July.
So the 3% on 91,027.
That would be if it's the whole year.
So,
Because we're paying 79.92 right now per month.
just started. 'Cause prior to it was 75.83.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that amount for February, March, April, May, June, it's 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
39,960.
3% from there again.
So 792 times 3%, that's 8232, and 7 months of that, that's 57,622. So yeah, it's like 97, 98, right?
Sounds right.
Okay, seems high to me, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, it's, we'll put that as a placeholder. Check my math, to be honest, but I'm not.
He is today.
I'm not trying to like play a show game.
No, no,
But do we want to add the 13 to that though?
I think we should have, I do agree with Dennis, I think we could do a line below that, a new thing to say second bin fee account or whatever.
because it may need adjustment
We can track it.
in part, I guess.
And what are we putting on that line?
So you said, how many people have signed up already?
41 so far.
And is that sort of slowed down or? Okay. So I think, not just one person, but
No, I think it's probably stable
if you say
at this
50,
point.
if you say 50 then, because that'll, if we run a couple months at 41 and then it creeps up.
Yeah.
So you say 50 times 260, you get to 13 grand.
Mhm.
Yeah. Put 15 in and be safe.
Yeah.
So we want 97.5 for the monthly contract.
And I'll
I see.
calculate.
98.
98.
You want 98, okay.
So if gas goes over $6 a gallon, then it's going to go up again.
Yeah.
Plus 15,000 for second bin.
Question,
Yep,
when this was first discussed about the extra cans, right out of the gate, we said, told them these people that the town was gonna pay for it?
We had a discussion at 2 different meetings. I pushed for it personally, just because, 2 reasons, right? There's some people on camp roads that they can put out unlimited into the dumpsters, and then, you know, so they get that benefit. And then you've got bigger families that, you know, they could use 2 bins. Do we want to go through the administrative work of sending them the invoice to say, hey, here's your bill, you want 2 bins, because you have a big family, you're gonna pay for it, which some towns do, a lot of towns do. And then the third thing, in my opinion, is just keeping trash out of town. Like, is $15,000, it's an added expense, but like bulky waste day, in my opinion, I think it's money well spent to keep trash out of town.
Hey, multi waste day, the second trailer they have to pay.
yeah, we need, that's our next thing to talk about, but,
What Casella wanted to do though, is anybody that has like the bed and breakfasts and stuff like that, they didn't want to give those guys no baskets, wanted they could get dumpsters, basically. That really not fair either, you know, for people that own the places. I didn't think. That was my opinion.
No, it's not great, it's not great, it's an added expense, but of all the things in here,
When this goes out to bid in 3 years, it's just gonna be a memory, because, I mean, there's other people that's probably gonna put a price on it. And then we'll probably
There's
lose
no
all
other
the,
competing
baskets that
company.
we have, and they won't get them all. I mean, like you said, there's in people's sheds and people's garages and everything, so.
People that don't need them.
right, and people have them and aren't using them, like,
Yeah.
you know, we should probably at least keep, we've got a list. We
Yeah.
know- Not that we're
Yeah, we
gonna
have a
keep
list.
Big Brother amongst the people, but, I mean, you gotta have some faith in people who use the honor system.
There's still, on our road, there's still people waiting by the ditch. They haven't even touched them yet.
And the trucks have recordings, so they know how many bins are being picked out.
Okay, well, that's good, that's
They
good to
do.
know. So we can maybe ask them,
Yeah.
if we've got people out there that have 2, we can call them and say, hey, you
Yeah.
know, you're costing us money, like, you really need it.
This list is shared with Adam Graham, so he's like checking off as they get delivered, so we're working together. But yeah, we could ask him.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
So,
Yeah, they see stuff as it's dumping in.
Dennis, those extra bins that Frank was talking about, there's 2 parked on the Nicholson Hill Road. They're just there.
off in the ditch, yeah.
And so people kind of confiscate, can't we tell Casella that as soon as they empty those on Tuesday, take them with you? Or just come get them, there's nobody down there on Nicholson Hill or where we live.
Nobody should, yeah,
There
nobody needs
should
to
be
be
any
using
Casella
them.
barrels at the end of it.
No, because what we're doing, as you've seen, people just stack their trash in front of them, and the guy can get the arm to them anyways.
Yeah.
I bet they're dumping them just like any other barrel.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Makes sense.
let's see if I can just pick them up.
You can. Then I can call in the number to
Yeah.
Adam.
Get them taken off.
Clean up.
So if we go back to so the one before cleanup, that's the actual like tonnage, that's what we paid.
Tipping fees,
Right, the
35.
fiber rate disposal.
Yes, yeah.
Looks like we're gonna be a little bit over on that this year.
Yeah, I just was looking, I just got a bill of $90 a ton.
So we
Probably
probably
doesn't matter.
Well, it's not about
It's not that
78,
bad.
no, it's
That's
less
that's
than
actually
what,
really good.
it's less than what other towns that didn't go with our rate.
That's less than what we're paying too,
Yeah.
different stuff.
So I think they're at 100 and some
I think we're at
dollars.
130,
But I'm just saying that's what the tonnage is.
and they sorted it though.
We had 11 tons on the bill, I just got today.
So we're not over by a ton, but I think we've got to put more, no pun intended.
Sorry,
Sorry.
to tip the scale.
But, you know, we probably got to put more in,
Yeah,
maybe
to be realistic,
34,000 or something.
get above where we were this year.
34?
So I don't know, Debbie, the invoice you just got, how much was that for?
Well, it was $90 a ton, 11 tons, so just roughly
So $1,000.
about 1,000 something. So if we're gonna go with that possibly, because of the
That's. for a
Normally
week,
we're
for a
like-
month or
week,
11 tons a week.
and that's gone up substantially.
Town's full of crap.
Yeah, because it normally was like 3 or 4 tons, and I keep a watch of that. If it's crazy numbers, I call them like, you sure you got the right town?
Yeah, that's how they go on.
Really?
I think
So we probably got to go up to, we were at,
Just roughly
Yeah.
1,000 a week.
135 to make it so it's gonna be.
Yeah.
We're pretty even,
Steve, let's monitor it.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I watch it when it comes to
We'll
two.
make that 35,000.
yeah, that's just, it's not much, it's just how much trash we have.
You know, and the dumpsters is added to it, so hopefully that settles down a little bit on the back. I am gonna have them move the cardboard one out here,
Makes sense.
because the other dumpsters
Just
begin
easier.
crowded with cardboard.
Make them a little bit better.
Yeah.
All right, cleanup day. I think,
Did they ever give us anything about like the tires and stuff?
Yeah,
They usually go look up the tires and they take a couple of weeks. I don't think they're doing that.
No, because Fiber Right will not take tires. And that's not Casella rule, it's their rules. I've asked that.
so they won't take tires. That's the bottom line.
He said people would sneak them in, I mean, you could fit one in that
I
can,
wouldn't do it.
Maybe like
They can see what's in it anyway.
because they literally have to shut the belt down and get it off the belt and cause some damage.
It might be something we wanna look at doing something about it.
Well, you got some land.
D and
So
J.
I got some stuff on it. I wouldn't wanna bring those to here, but I mean.
No, but that's, so to
That's
that
what
point,
happened.
at bulky waste day, you see a lot of tires,
Yeah.
a lot of tires coming here that day throughout the town.
I mean, I'd rather see people keep the yard, keep it picked out.
Yeah,
You wanna try to save
And dump it on-
1 year?
Frank?
Is there any way we could look at what Eddington did with the big roll-off cans? It really went pretty smooth when I went to Eddington. And they almost spent like $5,000. They brought out a trash truck and for baggy trash, they compacted, and they kept rotating the containers as needed all day, or all weekend, however long they did their cleanup today.
I'll call Sean and ask her.
And, I actually went up there with the resident at the time, and it was really pretty smooth.
I think we need to do something, because $30,000 for this little town is a lot of money.
Yeah.
For a cleanup day, whether it's, was it you, Bill, that said charge it for the second load?
Yeah.
Or whether it's, I mean, it's a lot of money for one day.
It is
I'll
long.
call and ask Sean.
And we've got a lot of money we've got to come up with this year as it is. Is there a way we can cut this?
I mean, would it be so bad to charge somebody like $25 for a second load? I mean, it'd be cheaper than going to the dump.
Mhm.
I mean, one load, you can get quite a bit into a truck or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just $10, or whatever, that'd be more, better enough.
But like, so having sat through 2 bulky waste days, sitting there checking people, the second load, okay, so say you collect $10 from 100 people, it's $1,000. Is that really to administer that and collect the cash?
But it might deter people from bringing trash in from another town. I mean, how do we know how much stuff's being brought from Eddington, Oldham, whatever?
I don't think,
If you have friends in other towns that say, hey, could you get rid of my couch? for
I'll
me?"
come pick it up for you, you know.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying that is what happens,
It probably does.
but
Some.
I don't think it really does. I mean, I've sat there the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Gary split a day with me, and I was here this year in the rain. But it's mostly people from around. It's all people from around town.
Yeah.
You
But how do you know
recognize
what they're bringing in from, you know,
Well,
I
there was,
mean, if
there
you
was a
have
couple
friends.
properties that were deep. I mean, they have a
Yeah,
little,
right.
I think,
I don't think it really gets abused.
Oh,
I
wait,
really don't.
You shouldn't pay for tires.
Yeah.
From
You have to
25
pay for
to
them,
something.
leave them in the garage.
We need to
Why not?
investigate, I think, a way to make it cheaper.
Why don't we do the ticket system like we did that survey one year, and it was like half and half people,
I think it was half.
yeah, it was, it really, it was a
To
few
send it to
more.
Ellsworth, or
Huh?
to send them to like Ellsworth.
They can go to Winterport or Ellsworth.
I don't think people want that.
It was,
I don't know, why they decide so that everybody.
Well, why can't you give every household a ticket?
you can.
To drop it off here.
Drop it off, yeah. You know, you need a ticket to dump your load.
But then again, just what you
And
said,
then if you want to do it again, you have to pay.
how do you know where the trash is coming from?
But if it's one load, you have one ticket.
So let's do what, like Frank suggested, let's
Yeah, I
call
don't know.
Eddington and let's see what they're doing.
I don't wanna stop it altogether.
I think the folks like having a multi-waste cleanup day.
Only because I bought some property and I have had people dump it on it.
I know
Because nobody's
it's
looking.
outrageous.
Where's that property anyway? Just saying.
And
So my argument is, I'm one vote, right? But I feel really strongly about continuing as is. If we can find a way to save money, fine, but I think there's a lot of value here. We're already having discussions about properties that are covered in trash. Having a day like this, it gives people no excuse not to keep their properties within reason. So it's like, yeah, it's a fair amount of money, but it's something that I think we want to clean down as best we can.
Yeah, I don't think any one of us want it to go away, but we want to see what can we do
Go
so
back.
it doesn't get in.
Keep it under.
This is something we can cut. What do we do? And how much you want for 30,000 here?
each year it's been going up and up and up and up and up.
I know. And the cost is the labor, having these guys here all day, and the equipment that they have to bring in.
That's the difference with anything, they had North Rhinos, they had West Rhinos, they didn't have all that heavy equipment, they weren't dumping on the ground.
You dump it
Trying
on
to scoop it up and clean it all up. People back it up to a big roll-off container with a big barn door on the back car, but you saw stuff off.
You do your own unloading.
Well, they had assistants, they joined the company, but they had a couple guys there.
I think it was DM and J.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And, hey, it was pretty smooth and it was clean, they didn't have trash like they do here, really, up in that car.
That's
It was very, expensive.
Can you get any credit on the metal they collect? Because they get money for that.
Yeah, they deduct it from the total bill.
So
So I'll take it into.
let's assume it's the same.
Well, I think we gotta go up on it.
Yeah, I mean, then we're gonna do it the same, but we'll explore maybe changing that, maybe we can save something there.
For now, we'll
Is
just
that
put
what you want
in
to do? So
35,
I had 32.5.
35.
That's what I read.
32.5.
I'd say 32. I don't think we can go all the way to 35, but either way, either way.
Probably. I mean, this gets us to almost $200,000 for trash taken out of our community every year. That's a lot of money. That's
Yeah. All trash.
32.5.
I mean, has anybody ever talked to Otis and how much does their, system cost? Were they open 2 days a week?
The dump.
So
Yeah, they got the transfer station over there, so.
That's what I mean. Does anybody know?
Well, I mean, that has its own issues. You have to hire somebody to be there, and I don't know. A lot of towns do it that way, though.
I mean, we got the
So even
stage.
the town of Callis has a, you drive in, you put your cardboard in one place, you got house trouble trash, another.
Metal here.
Bottles, metal,
Yeah.
They always have the pot burning
you
in
know,
Dallas.
but, yeah, they don't burn anymore, but.
It's gonna be more expensive because there's a lot of permitting. And a lot of
That's
inspections
it's a
by the
lot.
state.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Really?
yes.
Yeah, because then you get,
32.5 then.
That's what I'd say. If we find a way to make it cheaper, I'm open to it, but.
Yeah, we can.
check on that, we'll talk about it before
Yeah.
our public hearing on this one.
Oh, yeah. Because you didn't want to grow for that, so.
Yeah,
Alright. Clean up.
how much difference it was.
Yeah.
What's what's the municipal?
Oh,
review
MRC,
company?
I don't know how we didn't have a number right there. But that's dues we pay to municipal review committee, who represents us as a town.
Because we had zero there, and it's
Yeah, I know.
$500.
Yeah, I was thinking we put 500 in.
Yeah, because we should have one more bill coming. 100.
We're almost up to $1 million.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh, yeah, we'll be over.
Nice.
Crazy, isn't it?
It is crazy what times have changed. I was talking to John Center today. He used to be a board member 100 years ago. And I was telling him like school costs, he just could not. He believes it, but it's
What does that
like,
bring up per kid? I mean, we get 55 kids at most.
it must be up
How
to.
many?
Way too much money, that's what it comes up to, but.
Including high school and stuff, we got more than 55 kids. Heck, my brother's got 5. Oh, he's.
There's the problem.
In this case.
Yeah.
Not bigger families than all.
Oh, he's got
No, he is.
No.
So last year, 969,000 if you round it up.
Mhm. Okay, don't-
Yeah, I have no idea on this one. I really don't know, and, you know, I don't know. if
We're
you
not
guys
gonna
are-
know until the new board part of it goes in and start. I haven't heard nothing.
I think 5%.
That's what
It's gonna at least get 5%,
that's what I got.
unfortunately. That's gonna be at the low point.
Which will get us a little over $1 million,
Mhm.
about $1.5 million,
Yeah.
$1,005,000.
A good number to go with.
I had $1,017,000.
Did you say 5%?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's added 48,000 to that. 968.
Yeah.
Is there still a committee in existence that's studying closing down schools?
Yes,
or-
Trish is on it.
Okay.
What did you have, John?
That's 5%, is it, I guess it's $1,017,000.
Say that really quick.
Well, and that's a huge increase.
17,000.
Yeah, this is really quick, 17.
$1,017,000. I'd like to think it won't go up that much, but we have no way of knowing.
Well, seriously, in all seriousness, like, it could come in lower than that, right? Or it could be 10%. Seriously.
10%.
Yeah, we have no,
I really don't have a good feeling.
I think that's the middle of the road right there.
we have no control, no way to.
Because it was under what we projected last year.
Yeah, it was.
Well, they held it flat, which was
Yeah.
great.
Yep. Winter maintenance, general maintenance, I'm sorry. And I'm gonna move that.
All we got online this year is we just gotta finish grading that up. But now, whatever happens this winter, it's the pavement.
So this,
So general maintenance, that's the first one. That's because of the work on McCutcheon Road that we have in override.
So when I remove that set 19, we're at 17,000.
right, and we talked, that's what I
Yeah.
mentioned the other night, the
Yeah.
road maintenance reserve, we said we were
Yeah.
gonna.
I got it out, so do that.
Which would make that
So we're only over 2.
in line over 2.
But is there anything, so this was one of the things I've written down, so, and we'll talk about TIF money, I'm sure, but we've gotta do the Chick Hill Road, we're gonna pay that, that's, you know, table stakes. But is there anything else you think in road maintenance that we need to do?
Is an urgent need.
Right,
For next year.
yeah, that we can put,
We gotta skip. We gotta
There's
get
a
that
lot
road
of
in there.
Two deep potholes on
Yeah,
But-
Yeah, but I mean, we'll get to
those.
that. I think we're gonna stop on the road thing, for sure.
Yeah.
but to that point, that was what I was thinking, do we wanna put like, rather than expense it through the regular budget, do we take 20,000 in TIF money to say these are break fix, like potholes or, you know,
I think that would be good.
end of McCutcheon Road, I noticed that's breaking up a little bit, that's little stuff. If anything comes up, we can say, rather than just raise taxes, we'll spend it that way.
We don't want to raise taxes for roads. Then when we get the tip.
No.
Wait.
So I don't know how we would do that, but put,
Just
Well,
have
it's
to have an
the money from the state goes in the reserve fund every year, and so that's been building up, and that's why it's at what it's at, 100,000.
You can always use that as well, but.
Which
kinda
we
not
can
wanting
use
to
just on a
reserve.
voting board.
But I would do what John said, designate so much from one of the accounts.
so if we figure out what Jekyll's gonna cost, we say it's 150 roughly.
That's what I was thinking, 155.
Add in 15 grand up front and say this is for potholes or whatever. I think we can do that in the straight face.
It'd be a lot cleaner.
Can you use that money for that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I didn't think road maintenance, you could take out a tip.
Thought that'd be
It's
capital
capital
projects,
right?
Well, it is a capital improvement, right?
paving, grading.
But when I do the
That's
report
from
for
the
the
TIF
state,
you're talking, but we're talking about the reserve fund as
I was
well.
talking either way.
yeah,
And the reserve fund is,
The reserve fund is capital funds too.
so when I do the report for the state, I include culverts, all that, so.
And then we'll get the paving done, and then we'll just get a list together on like the McLaughlin Road and
I
see
think-
what it's gonna take and get 4 to 5 people to look at it and put a price on it and then see if we can afford it. And if we can, well, like you said, we'll wait another year.
Well, no, I'm saying not only that, like, not that, but set aside a lot of money for like break fix type
Yeah.
stuff. Like big potholes or washouts or whatever up front. 'Cause I don't think we should start any other capital projects.
No,
So we're gonna clean up and
no, we need to,
catch up.
I would just leave the 15,
Okay.
I would,
I think so.
because, I mean, if you look, we
Yeah,
remove
the
that
patching will
19,
take-
we've
will
only
take
gone
nowhere
over
near that.
to
I mean, they usually in the springtime, they have some cleaning up some culverts. There's a few of those.
signage goes, there's always
Not a problem.
signs and
No, you take care of roads.
flags, I don't know what flags are.
So
Oh,
leave that
flags
flat.
out.
And then you have the winter maintenance,
Oh,
we went off by 5 cents.
That goes up.
Yeah.
3%, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 3%, it's gonna go up 3% this year.
Yeah, didn't I give you that one the other night?
I don't remember that, I remember looking at this
Yeah, it's like,
one. A lot of them I don't look at, but this one I look at.
hang on, I got this.
And I think there's only 2 years left on that one, correct? After this year,
You know,
on the plowing.
So, a 3, because 2025, we just, 25, 26,
Because Jeff was all.
ended.
voted for
The
that.
remaining 3 years will be 101, 821, 68,
Next year
for the remaining 3 years.
for winter maintenance?
it's a flat after that.
Wait, so what does it go? Because
Well, no.
we only paid 89 this year. 3% would be 91,000.
Well, it's not 3%. They went with a flat rate for the remaining 3 years of 101. That was,
So this is why you gotta see, I would see all the contracts.
yeah. In the minutes to the meeting and everything right here.
So I thought we voted to extend the contract out 5 years, or to reload it to 5 years, but under the same
In
terms.
February 7th, 2024, that's what they did.
Right,
Just
So
last
from
year.
that point,
but you reloaded the contract, not say, we're gonna reload it and have a big price spike. I don't remember that.
that was the deal to keep them from not increasing over so much.
So that contract's gonna go up like 15% then.
That's what it says.
It's what, 15%, but
Over
stay
3.
flat for 3 years. Which was
Stay
cheaper back when we were talking about this.
And same with
Cheaper than
the
other
sand.
towns were doing.
Yeah, I'd like to see all the contracts.
So additional 3 lock years would be at 101,821. Clear sand would be locked in for 3 years as well as $70.
What was the same one
Yeah.
before?
$17 a yard.
$17 a yard for the next 3 years.
That's what they voted on.
But they executed this contract like before 2024, right?
February, they did that meeting, February 2024. The minutes are back, sorry. I'll send you that.
No, I mean, it's just like, got all these contract escalators I didn't even know about.
Well, that's when they went from 3-year contracts to 5, that's when that changed in that town meeting.
Okay, so it's not 3%, it's 15.
First couple of years, those.
For 3 years, it's gonna be.
Do we actually have a contract though, not just emails?
Yes, because that's,
Because I have a copy
Yes.
of it.
no, you'll get that. I could have sworn I gave you all this stuff at one time.
Are they all executed?
Installed.
Salt,
Sand.
that goes out to bid through co-op. But it's kind of been staying the same pretty much every year is what we're using.
Well, and I was gonna ask about this, because it has been sort of the same, but, well, like, remember last year, because we had to take it all out, it was over full. How are we, I guess I could walk my butt out. Where are we?
It depends on the winter.
It's got,
That's
it
what's being
doesn't
used.
go off. I mean, we'll have to look at it, we might have to add.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I'd like to see us use as much as we can of it though, for sure.
We just had one load of salt, and they keep a hot load for, in case, like shear ice or something.
So, but,
They've always done that.
so leasing, it's been snow breaking times, right?
Yeah.
Do we need to put more in this year?
A few more can.
You sure?
Oh, yeah, we can get it really quick.
Yeah,
Gosh,
I
I
think we haven't.
No, for next year's budget, I'm saying, think a year from now, we're gonna need it.
Well, we could have a crazy
Who knows
winter.
the weather, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, we know what the weather's been the last few weeks, and it's been pretty bad, so do we need to put?
Prior to that, it's been pretty mild.
I mean, yeah, I hear what John's saying. Put it up to 25 just in case, or
I just would
go from
hate to.
22 to 25.
What's the tonnage here?
It's like 30 tons per load,
Yes, it's a tractor trailer truck that brings it in.
and they're getting 72.49
For
per
the live bottom.
ton. Yeah, he just brought it in today.
I just don't wanna get caught. A
One year
from now.
we-
I
yeah,
don't want to
because-
pay more taxes. but
One year
It's gonna happen.
You gotta pay for what they're using for.
Absolutely.
Because one year we did need a lot more.
And we don't want to run out.
I mean, I look how bad the budget is going to be, and, you know, if we get to that point next winter and we have to have a special town meeting, then that's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, people know we need to sand the roads. I don't wanna charge the people now,
Well, but it's not like it's money that just goes away, we still own it,
oh
right?
yeah, we still want to go to that. It's like last year, we had a bunch extra up there, so. We only used a third.
I'd say we go up just a touch to
All right.
25,000, it's.
That's a big touch.
We'll
Well, not go up to, not go up
Go
higher.
to 20, from 22 to 25.
25,000.
Just to see where that puts us, but because
I was just trying to, I know everything's been going up, so I know.
maybe we could back it down to 23 or something, but I do think we should put more in.
Yeah, you never know. It's happening.
I don't know what you guys think, Clay.
I'm fine, I mean, that's not a huge, in a $2 million budget, $3,000 isn't much.
They're gonna
Extra.
change money.
You say that, I agree with you, but you say that 20 times.
I just don't want to, let's
We
do
have-
25, then we got sand, you want to do the same thing with the sand.
That's what I was getting at, I think maybe do 23 for both or something, but one guy,
Put the sand up to 23,
that's 5%.
23.
23.
We've done pretty good with the sand.
Yeah.
Like I said, it goes out to bid through their co-op.
Well, you figure we're paying $17 a gallon for it.
Yeah, it's going up a little bit in price, so.
That's for his delivery. This, yeah,
Yeah, that's getting here and everything, right?
Yeah. and that's how many? 1,200.
Does the same cost more if they have to do it in the winter time?
Yeah, because if the pits are closed, it costs more to get the sand out.
It ain't gonna cost us anymore, because he gave us a high price for it, so,
The sand, yeah,
right? Yeah, he gave us a high price, so.
but to what Cindy said, it, yeah, it could.
Right. Recreation program,
I got a hold of, Holbrook Rec, it's somebody different, Jarvis is doing that. I got the report, but he didn't give me the cost for Clifton, so I'm waiting on that email to come back for the Holbrook Rec.
So we don't know,
No, not yet.
we'd have to guess otherwise.
But we could, I think, it's been around the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
5,200 the last few years, I think.
Yep,
And
if you put in,
5,200.
I'm good with the same amount for now.
52.
I'll let you know the difference if it is.
This next one, the town rec fund, this is, it goes
It's
back to
funny.
the veteran memorial like
Yes.
thing. I think we either gotta come up with a plan and a continuing account, or just stop doing this, cause.
This is a continuing
Okay,
account.
but it's $50.
Brian Melvin started, he had a dream, of possibly have a ball field out here, but will be 100 million years to even fill in a spot for a ball field. So, yeah, I think you guys should decide what to do with this, because it really isn't amounting to too much.
How much is in that account when you
I couldn't tell you, it's, God, when Brian was last in here, it started, so at $50, say, when was the year last? 2009, 10 maybe?
Probably in the 90s.
Yeah, no, I was here when he was in. 2006 I started, so, it's not a lot of money.
So maybe $800,
Maybe.
$900.
I don't know the year he left. And it was a couple years, he was still here when he started this, or asked to.
So someone's got to recreate, or we gotta get rid of it.
I mean, there's no really land to do much on this property.
There's a bunch of land.
There's a bunch of land, but it would take a lot of fill to make a ball field somewhere.
You guys don't do this, lot's like 20 acres.
Yeah, I know, but where would you?
All that, you could do all sorts of stuff here. You want to push, I was.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's happening now is there's a right of way down through it.
yeah, the power company.
Plus there's a quarry next door now too, so.
That doesn't have anything to do with the town slot.
It's not as much right up against it.
So-
And there's a right of way right down
I
through
think
it.
kids will play
The power
that.
Say it again?
company. The power company bought a right of way right down through that,
When did the
No, that
town
was
sign
a
that?
long time ago.
way back.
When they were coming around putting new lines out, it was probably, I don't even know the company, Emera at the time.
18 years ago, 17 years ago.
It's been a while. They went through all
There's
towns.
So that actually messes up the idea of having a big lot because it's a split.
So they, like, if they have to go out and check lines, they have the right to go through.
Well, they can kind of, they
It was a
want
long
to.
time ago.
There is a lot of
Is
land.
the easement's, it's not 20 acres.
No, it's just
No,
that, what's cut out, that
Yes.
road, that's what they use.
It's a right of way right down through.
So it
Anyway,
just,
$50,
yeah,
leave it alone.
Well,
And we'll have to deal with it as a board, in a
decide what to
board
do.
meeting, decide what to do. Or just make it a 0, either way.
I think we just leave it for now, but it's one of those things that we gotta make a decision.
Too bad we could like, it's recreational, I know, but if we could give it as a scholarship each year, something to somebody, I don't know, do something with it. Rename it, maybe.
I keep it flat.
County tax, no problem there.
So they pushed and they did some cuts. I had 17.5 in the initial thing I sent out, but I think that's gonna be closer to 15%. Still a big increase, but it's not as bad as it was initially gonna be. So that comes out to roughly 168,500. That's what I had.
Because we put 177 in there this year.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was
Well,
under
it came less
that,
than, yeah,
came in lower than what we projected.
which made no sense.
No,
And we just reevaluated everything.
That's one of
Which
the
is
good
getting-
ones. That was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Which could change it as well.
so I'd say 168.
We're gonna do the 168.5, that's a 15% increase.
I think that's roughly what they came up with. I can double check that.
Mhm.
And that assumes that our town's valuation.
Right. Right, because that's
Other
changed.
towns did as well,
Right.
a lot of towns, even Upstate counties.
Mhm. So the organizations have been
I
the
keep them all
same.
the same.
The only thing, remember, we had someone that asked us if we would do that, we said with the Lake Stewards of Maine.
Oh, Ally kind of said put that on hold, she knows all about it through
She does.
Dedham.
Is that the Chimo Pond?
Yeah, the Chimo Pond thing. They wanted to respectfully request a $500 contribution from your town.
Yes, she,
So I just want to mention that because that's where we are.
yeah. She said something about that. Something like that was, I don't know.
I'd say pass, but it's easy for me to say.
You said what?
I'd say pass on it, but it's easy for me
I
to
think
say.
we're already gonna be spending people's money.
Yeah,
I think the only, yes, I agree. The only way we could do that would be to take it from somebody else. And I like the ones that we
These are
have
all-
here.
It's been that same list.
Well, this was for, the people that,
I don't know.
I'd say we leave the organizations the way they are.
The only thing on that I did want to say and maybe do a pitch for is I think the food cupboard one, all these have been flat for a number of years. Do we want to give them an extra $500 or something? I know they do serve a lot of people from our town and down east and all over. And a few $100 goes a long way.
Want to change it from 50 to 500?
3,000. Food, right?
Oh,
so everyone's on it.
Yeah,
So there's loaves and fishes.
oh, it did.
That was- I think it's like in Ellsworth, it's another
Yeah.
trade.
The pantry.
Is it Ellsworth Bell?
So when it's Darling's and all those.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I'd get rid of that, because, I mean, that's Ellsworth.
And it's $50 a year. That's
Loaves
not
and
much.
fishes. Take that out,
I think so.
What are we taking, what are we giving?
taking out $50, the last load.
And making the Clifton food cover
Yeah.
3,000.
Because these are mainly local, the rest of them.
Because so if we did that, that's net 450 more, so that's 650 for that whole category.
Yes.
I don't want to pressure, I just feel like they do some decent stuff there, I think.
They do.
5650.
Oh, is that taken out? Yeah, loaves.
Thank you, that's my pitch.
No, I think it's great,
Good
because they do a lot.
Yeah.
And they've helped on other things, if I called them.
So general assistance, we had some this year, usually we don't.
Usually we don't lose any of it.
No, I got one, coming too, so, but we do get reimbursed on that. I think 1,000 is fine,
That should stay
Normally.
flat.
Well, we went over it this year already.
but we'll get reimbursed.
Right, but, so if we know we're already over this year, if we put another $1,000 there, that probably makes sense. Right?
But over the past years, we haven't used it.
It's typical, we don't use it, but if you're trying to be safe, for 2,000, it's not a big deal.
Website, that's gonna, oh, so I got some text.
So website is good, we've already spent that money, and that's all behind us.
Yeah.
So that's a cut.
Is there a maintenance to it?
So I got some
That
stuff
we
with
haven't
this.
used?
it'll be considered tech support, really. I think that's something last.
We talked about new town expense, we had website equipment. We put everything there for the tech support. So basically, for this line though, website SJ Rollins, that's gonna be nothing, correct?
That's my understanding.
And we're gonna move
Yeah.
everything to a one-line tech support.
We had one back up at the beginning.
Yeah, it's on under town expense, the third.
I was looking for that logo.
Website / equipment, it was,
Yes, that's where we're gonna put tech support, we said.
So, remember I talked to you about tech support on Tuesday night? And then I feel we should sign on with SJ Rollins. So what we do, they have an amount and it's based on 36 hours at $135 an hour. And it's $48.60 for the year. So it'll be paid to them, and say if they kind of estimate maybe 2 hours a month, that's just throwing it out there, if we might need them. So, but it's already gonna be prepaid. It's cheaper to go that route versus, I think it's 202.
we just say 202?
Yeah.
For a service call, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. So.
Especially where it's all new,
Yeah,
you know, something we look at it.
just crazy little things happen, like our phones, it's just, it's endless. But I really think we should go that route.
We've got other things that's coming, like the,
And then, for when we do the switch over through Trio, so they tried to migrate once already, they could not because of the, processor we have. It did not talk well with it. And so,
What processor?
that we have already, because I'm like, what are you talking about? We got brand new computers.
that's right.
But yeah, it's, they could not migrate. So SJ Rollins has come up with an amount for $1,280. They'll be hosting us as well, any Trio issues. This is just on top of the other tab. But
So are you
but they
saying,
have to, our server was not,
But isn't it all cloud-based? The credit card?
that's what I thought. No, John, it's changed.
so,
Because I asked that question.
so are you saying that the town has its own server and you're running the website off of your own server? Oh, yeah, don't go, let's not
What's that?
change that, you don't wanna, that's gonna lead to vulnerabilities, because
It's gonna overwhelm our system.
But we have to have that in order to be compatible for the big switchover. And they might.
Trio will host it.
These guys, it's the same monies, but these guys are more available than Trio. If I
Yeah,
call
Trio will host the program.
for $1,200, it's gonna
Right.
be, yeah. But I'd
But if you don't
rather
do it
work with
that way-
SJ Rollins than Trio.
But if you don't do it with Trio, you can't access it remotely.
This is just, we
So
have to
they
have
would
this.
be able to have viewing options.
I was like, when I saw it, I'm like, what do you mean? And it's just like, it seems it's changed constantly.
All right. Well, I think we've got to get the credit card.
Yep,
so
this will
We've got to
be,
get that done, so.
yep,
this-
we have to
is
have
what it
this.
takes. Yeah.
And that's my concern, is all these other things are gonna just,
Right.
Yeah, 'cause we're gonna be.
At least this
we're gonna be
year.
in March, and we got it, and we voted on it.
No, it's, people want it, they voted on it in pretty overwhelming margin, and it's 2026. It's just table stakes.
I was shocked when I come in and the migration didn't happen. I'm like, what are you talking about?
So,
Um,
can we talk about this at our next meeting? Because we
Yeah.
gotta get this done before the end of the year. I think we've already promised voters that it was gonna be done this year.
Yeah.
We've said the last meeting, a couple meetings, it's gonna be done by January.
I mean-
You can't wake up in March and not have this done, I think.
Right,
So we can't vote on that now, but we can say budget-wise, that
Put it
this
in
is
the
something
budget.
we probably would want to do, I think. It makes sense to me.
and
Yeah.
then,
And that's for
Will-
line 3-1
this would
on
be
the
all
first
under
page.
tax support, and then Will also said,
On your
Is he-
first page.
yeah,
Okay.
the firewall has a yearly license fee, and he said put in for like $400 for that. And this is the email from
It's
us today.
65.40.
Yeah. It's, it just blows my mind.
Well, we budgeted 16,000 last year.
Yeah.
I think we could cut it back and still include all this stuff. We
Mhm.
could cut it to like
Because,
7,500.
Right.
Yeah, you go with it.
yeah. And again, with the, like
Right.
36 hours, that could change next year when they stop, when they monitor, like, oh, Clifton only used 20 hours. So, but they're just gonna play it safe for this year coming.
So if we make that line 7,500, is that too little? 8,000?
What line is,
I'd say 8,000.
Line 3-1. On the website.
oh, right, yeah,
We're doing
I'm
that
gonna
as, actually as the abatements and tech support.
yeah, tech support.
Make it 8,000.
We only used to put in $500 here. What was
Yeah,
it total?
nothing worked though.
No kidding. You don't have to tell me, John. What was the total we just come up
We're gonna do 8,000.
Go with 8.
with? Yeah.
Yeah. Because the thing she mentioned there is just over
Amazing.
6,500. And
We
that
have
gives
to
you a
know
little
that.
bit, there's some other issues, especially with the credit card thing.
I mean, these guys, you call them and they're right there. If you call Trio, you might wait 3-4 days or weeks to get help. It's just who they are.
I just don't understand how this is taking.
They
so
are
long.
too big. What, John?
We spent a lot of money there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$32 grand. When you say that quick, it ain't that bad.
Well, every time it's doing the same
Oh, yeah.
line.
So we're back to the beginning, going through what we didn't do last time.
I got an email from Ryan Davis, the fire chief. He, Night Bell, just a quick note, he said, in 2025, we had a large increase in calls for service in Clifton, not a record, but a huge increase from last year. We handled 114 calls for emergency service in Clifton last year. He goes, reminder, we only did 65 the year before. Our average is around 100 usually. It surely was a busy year. 30% was fire-related, 70% was EMS calls. And Ryan just sent that over for us, just to know.
We know we need the fire department.
Yeah,
That's a given there.
but he'll do a yearly report. I'm sure that'll be part of it, but just so you guys have that. I wrote the flags. Where did
Well, do we want to go in order from the
Yeah.
top so we don't miss anything again, go back through? I mean, employee compensation, we'll deal with that next week, so we can't really do anything with that. The town manager,
Hey, on that part of it, I mean, I don't have a lot of interaction with the two girls. So I'm gonna take what Debbie recommends on that part of it, because I don't have any interaction. So if I say something, it's pretty biased.
Well, I
I mean,
just-
I'd have to go out and hearsay or whatever, so. Debbie gave me some papers tonight, but I actually gave them back.
I think we need to do employee reviews though, that's part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think we do, but I mean, how much interaction do you have with the girls? I mean, I come in a little bit, I mean, it's not.
Come in, you see what's going on and you see the interactions with them.
We're here for, out of a slice of a week, we're here for.
Right. Well, they're only here slice of the week too.
right?
You know what,
No, I mean, but, no, I hear what you're saying, but I think, we can rely on Debbie's input, but I think we still need to.
Right.
I know
That's how things are going.
I know on my crew, I like to do the review, I don't like the do, they don't know, I
Yeah.
mean, they know names, they know paychecks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's just my thought.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel
And
right.
I think as far as that review, then just, man, you don't do one for, Michael, you would know for Debbie. If you deal with, Ally at all.
She comes every month.
She comes before.
Yeah. So you basically,
There's some things you can say, so.
Yeah.
Just consider it, if there's,
I mean, I don't have anything bad to say, so, I mean, it's, right?
those are the things we'll talk about next week,
so,
or Wednesday.
And that's fine.
all right, those are employees, I haven't got the percentages yet for 2-21, got that yet.
Okay.
I mean,
2-2-1.
the first
Like
page,
Medicare,
yeah, FICA, because we had a couple,
town manager.
2 more employees, so it's gonna be a little different. But they have percentages to go by.
Next question was trio support.
Oh yeah, I've got an email out, I haven't got anything from them yet.
And-
But I'm sure I'll have it for next week, the meeting, so we can add it in.
Okay.
Um,
Property and casualty insurance.
Yeah, I did at least get a phone call in today, they haven't got their paperwork to us yet. So she said 7.5% or 10%, so increase, plan on that, so I would shoot with a higher. That's what she gave me, John.
Is that based on the year to date, it was 7560,
Yes, I would just go for the 10% for
add
now,
10% to that.
until we get the formal paperwork. But that's all she could give me for today.
And that's just for the P and C.
Yes.
Was it, does it have to do with deductible? I'm just wondering why she gave you a range.
Because she doesn't know.
So should that line?
Normally I have all documents by now.
0315, 10%. You get 8,500.
Yeah.
That's a little over.
Hold on, I gotta go back to that. Did we, is that the one we were talking about? We couldn't figure, we didn't know the billing schedule, if it was annual or quarterly
No, that's the
or workers'
workers'
comp?
comp, yeah, I haven't got the answer. 2 different offices. So I'll have that for you Wednesday as well. But based on.
So 3-15 is the one you're talking about now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Property and casualty. We budgeted 5,500, it came out to be
Oh,
7,500,
maybe that's
60.
what John's talking about, wait a second here.
10% more would be 82.
Yeah,
Right.
I really, that's the one you're talking about, John.
Yeah, because we got 3, so yeah, going back to this, we got the
Yeah.
other day, we had 3 bills.
No, she didn't answer that question.
So is
That's
this,
right, and one
Yeah.
might not be, that's right.
So it's probably, I would base it off the 5,500, 245,
Okay,
and increase it from there.
which would make it.
But the other one's already up to 75 though.
yeah.
Yeah, don't,
6,050.
I get the last one circled.
So you probably back at about 82.
Well, I think we've got to see the policies, like, and know, because I'm not clear at all what our policy is, what the coverage is, what the deductible is, how much it costs,
It's,
whether it's quarterly
It's-
billing, monthly billing, annually. I have no idea.
So let's leave it for now.
Yeah.
Once we have something more concrete, we'll put it in there, or we have to go with plus 10% on the 55 if we don't get it by the time we have to. put
I
this
wouldn't
in bid.
go, I wouldn't go up to 55, I'd go up with what we already spent, 75.
well, I
She
think
thinks one of
there,
those is-
that starts their year, so that's what she said
I
answer.
think it's one of those payments that made it that high is
Yeah,
for next year, it should have been included in a sense to this year, so.
Yep.
We're actually under the 5,500, that's,
if that's the case, yeah.
we'd be at $5,030. And $470 total.
That's a question.
So that's why there's a lot of questions on that line still, so let's,
Just circle it.
Ready?
Can I ask a question? On the 3 payments, if it's paid twice a year, that third payment be made in December. Would have been for January, February, March, April, and May.
That's a question.
Right.
We better find that out.
The flag program, we put 0, so.
Price of flags, yeah.
So I talked with World of Flags, because we mentioned the,
Yeah, yeah.
so he got back with a quote, $474.25. That's for 5 poles, and the brackets, and the flags.
Install?
He did, I sent an email back, I said, does this include installation? Which I know it does. 5, brand new.
There's 6 services.
6 services, right?
Let me see, Marine, Air Force, Navy, Army, Coast Guard, 1, 2.
So we have to have Space Force too.
That's the new
Yes.
one.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, I knew that too.
Yeah.
I knew that, right.
Absolutely.
So that will adjust, but I do have an email, so he can confirm the installation cost.
I mean, we're already at 10% expenses, I don't know if we, like,
But it's the 250th birthday.
That's something we'll, yeah, we'll get it nailed down and start. That price is not installed.
No, they
If
cannot.
it is,
No.
the poles only go that height with those flags.
6
That's
foot.
not gonna change.
I just, so my attitude is like, it's a broken record, I guess, but we're gonna do something like this, I think we ought to think about it, think it through, and not just
Absolutely.
say, yep, we want a Veterans Memorial, so we're gonna knee-jerk spend 20 grand and just do it.
No.
For family business, if we get behind us.
That, or think out, maybe get a group of veterans or a committee to think through, like, what would actually be appreciated, how are we gonna maintain it, what's the lighting like, so we ought to
You have to
install
have lights.
permanent lighting, whether it's up or down, you know, there's a lot of things that you ought to think through before we just throw money at it.
Some of the poles have lights on already.
A lot of
so they
people
go
now
backwards.
have the things on the tops, the halos.
So we already have brand new flags for the poles out on the roads. So we really don't, we should leave some money in that account.
Well, we pay Lakeside to put them up and take them down, right?
Right, but it sounds like we had some volunteers at our last meeting.
Yeah, there's all kinds of volunteers, I guess.
Right.
So that's something you guys can consider. And there was a committee that was
Establishing the committee to
mentioned.
do that.
Yeah.
wanting
No,
to start a
Eileen
committee.
mentioned
That would save a lot of money.
What, so should we put something in?
Yes,
there, though?
I do think so, John.
Which line are we on? About the Veterans Memorial Fund
On page 1 still,
or on the?
American Flag Program.
Okay. But I think we were looking at the Memorial Fund.
Yeah.
On page 2, line 325 as a place where we do something
For
for
permanent,
veterans.
yes.
And I think the flag over here, 318, we're gonna just do 0 next year because we have flags. We don't need any more.
You don't want, just in case some get cracked or, because we try to replace, but
Okay. We can?
we have, did we order? We have a lot going on next year.
I mean, that's the other thing that I think before we put them all out, we should talk about, we should be smart and strategic about it, because putting them up is one thing, and then maintaining them and taking care of them.
Yeah, it's a
is another.
constant maintenance.
Yeah, I don't think we do a good job of that as a town. I think we put them up and then say this is a good thing, and then we don't take care of it.
That's where, if there was a group that wanted that as their
I mean,
focus, that would be a great thing.
you know, Becky took them and had them all cleaned last year. So we, you know, we do the best we can with what we have for volunteers. But I agree, when they start hanging off the pole or whatever.
If you guys really wanna, like, make sure you do it right, I would do what John says, get a group of veterans or townspeople, whatever, and have them, like, hey, we think these areas would be the best place for the flags, this is how we think they should be maintained, all that stuff, and I think you'll get a much better, I don't wanna say product, but a service.
When you have someone that takes ownership of something, they usually do a better job than someone that does it as a job. And that's it.
That's how it started out, Greg. Actually, the fire department was putting them up, but they just couldn't do it anymore. It takes a lot of time. And not only that, it's steep. embankments, some of them, I wouldn't work now. And lots of ticks, I've heard. So,
There's that.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so we want to put some money in there in case we need to buy more flags. And how much would we want to put there? Line 350, you want
The,
$500?
yeah, I would,
Knock it down to that?
yeah,
How much does it cost to put them up and take them down?
Well, sometimes there's a matching thing too, so if we put 5, it sounds like the other guy will give us 5, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
see,
So that Coles,
yeah, we have to match what's out on that, those plaques, that's how it started.
Mhm.
I look at it.
Yeah. Is there a minimum we have to order with that?
Yeah, it start at 25, so, yeah, so we have 50 flags. I think that's
we have 50 new flags right now.
Yeah, and they-
We bought 25 and they gave us 25.
right, they matched it. Looking for,
Small flags.
Yeah, 50
How
new
many
flags.
years we got in the past?
Usually you can get a few years of them.
yeah, usually, unless we have a lot of wind, some storms. Okay, oh, right here. So it says flags, $525,
That's what we spent.
that's what it looks like.
Let's go 550 then.
I mean, if we get volunteers, then we can change that.
I mean, we can try to get
I
volunteers.
mean, they do it just because nobody else is doing it. Like I
Line
said, we had volunteers before.
318, make $550.
550?
And that's not the cost to buy new flags, that's the cost of putting them up.
Yeah, labor. We should be good with flags.
Is that just putting them up, or is it putting them up and taking it down?
Yeah. Well, they just got that one car, so apparently they didn't bill us for the last, them coming down.
They have nothing here for workers' compensation at the bottom
No.
of page 1, we don't know that still.
I'm working on that, actually.
Okay.
Just got the email.
Mowing contract, mowing town.
Yeah, so I looked in there, because I vaguely remember what John said too. So there's nothing in the folder for it, but I do remember it.
So,
It would have been part of that meeting.
so again, I think if we could try to get an inventory of contracts, sooner than later, I think that would
Yeah.
be super helpful.
Because, I mean, he could be locked in right now. I didn't do those minutes that year, though. I
But
can
so-
certainly look back.
So you didn't find the mowing contract?
No, there was one, the 2022,
Is it in with the road contract? Is it all?
No,
part of that, or
no.
is it separate?
Separate.
but I do remember, like John said, I thought those went along with the rest of them. Because we don't have any contracts.
Okay.
So how do we set the rate, or we just get invoices and pay them?
With a 3%.
3%
Yeah, he
off?
sends an invoice. Yeah.
I think, yeah. I'm not gonna say again, let's get the contracts.
Yeah.
If we don't have one, we should say, hey, we build a contract that we're not
Yeah.
aware of, and if not, we need to get that taken
Yeah.
care of.
I'll give him a call,
I know where
see
we
if
are.
he
So
recalls.
we just need a number in there, and we'll
Yeah.
just,
I have where he bid it, I mean, he was way under the bidder.
But when was that?
That was the start of his,
Contract?
days on there.
No?
When the last mowing contractor, it went out to bid, and that's when Josh came in to bid with him, along with him. I think it was one other, and he was the lowest, Lakeside.
But there must be a contract with that bid, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's all right, yeah.
okay,
And then I think they negotiated too, but I think they did at that meeting. But that was a year ago or more?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
all right, we're almost done
See?
well, we're almost done with the expenses.
with the expenses.
We still got revenue and surplus. Right?
Yeah, you gotta talk about the TIF expenditures. That's the
So
last
the
one.
next one was $325 for Veterans Memorial Fund. We had $500, we spent $1,350, we left it as a question mark, at least that's what I have.
Just keep it flat. For now.
500.
Do we have a continuing account for this, right?
Veterans Memorial,
Do we?
yeah,
It is a reserve for that.
Go flat, 500.
building maintenance, what's that about?
Well, so last night, or 2 nights ago, I'm saying last night, we
Yeah,
talked
close
about,
enough.
I made the phone call.
Oh, that's right.
why is it too much? Over 50? 50?
Oh, for the
$50,000?
salt shed?
To take it, clean it out.
Now I remember.
That's not, because I'm out of packing and stuff, so I just said, never mind. So,
Why can't you just like the tar, whatever they do,
I don't know, I mean,
gotta preserve it.
yeah, so I just thought we're not gonna afford it this year after looking at what we've been doing.
That's
So this
crazy.
is
Building, maintenance.
328, building maintenance.
Yeah,
I think John was right, maybe we put
We
some
need
money
a
aside.
reserve and fund.
No one was coming, but. I mean,
So I guess what I would recommend, is we put 5,000, so we cut the budget there, put 5,000 for break fix stuff that comes up. And then we create a reserve, building reserve that we used to have, and put 10,000.
That would be right, I think.
And that way we can start to accumulate.
So you want to use the same money, or you want to split it?
Yes, yeah. So I'd say
And-
5 there, and then create a continuing account, the building maintenance reserve. We could use it for here, if this building, the boiler goes out, if it goes there, use it there.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay. We need a new line,
So we'll need to create a warrant article to have a capital
building
account for building.
reserve.
Right.
Yeah.
And that includes that we put 10,000. That keeps that line, but, okay.
I feel good, I mean, that's,
yeah,
Well, it's part of planning instead of always throwing darts.
Mhm.
Things.
yeah, if we had a reserve, we would pay it all out in the maintenance on it.
I think we've done everything on expenses we can, is that
Mhm.
correct?
the only other thing that I had as a holdover is the signs, town signs,
She hasn't put them up.
did we pay for them?
No.
You know how much that is?
Wasn't it like 2,500, I told you back when she got back with me?
Okay.
And I emailed her and they were almost done, but obviously she's not gonna put them up in this kind of weather, but she
No.
might.
So where I'm going with that is, do we need to put 2,500 in
Yes.
for signs?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, we didn't use it last week, we haven't done.
Well, we didn't have a line item.
What would we put that under?
I can create a new line.
We used to have,
It was one time thing.
on the sign on front.
Yeah, we used to. That's all paid for.
No, I'm talking like the.
No, I know.
Road sign.
We used to have an article on there that we wanted a year
Yeah.
on. $6,000.
Yeah.
It was.
But we don't have that line.
I'd say I'll do it, I just put it somewhere.
I think we should just
Let's
make a new line.
Make a
because-
line,
We know we're gonna pay for it or whatever.
then we'll, under town expense, I assume.
Okay,
Or,
I mean, it's something, because it can happen
or signs.
every other year, a sign could get wrecked or whatever, but those last a long time.
How much did you say?
2,500, she said.
Make that line $2,500.
Yeah.
For road signs.
So
10%.
now,
Exactly 10%.
that's a good number.
No, you're back there.
I was just gonna
It's
say,
a joke.
I was just
It's a
thinking.
joke.
So what's the total so far?
2.2 million, almost exactly.
that crazy?
Almost half of that's, over half of that's school and county.
Yeah.
We get rid of the school,
County.
the trash, the fire department.
Is that pretty cheap?
You all right?
Is that pretty cheap?
Stay in your house and not dare to leave.
Yeah.
Those are things you have to have.
Do we want to take it up and pass anything? You know, it's probably not, I think we were pretty serious about thinking about stuff. So I
Yeah,
don't think there's
we did good.
You got a nickel and dime if you do, it's not gonna make a significant difference unless we get new figures on some things. And we still have to. And we will have a public hearing, hopefully we can have it before this has to go to the printer, so we can get some input from anybody that wants to.
So when does it need to go to the printer, actually?
They're good for like a week before we need them. They move pretty fast.
Who are we gonna dedicate it to this year?
We lost Ed in the center. Did you know? Did you guys know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know she moved into Bangor in the home, but I just
Yeah,
think
because
she
that's
did
bigger
so
than
much
that.
for the town in the center.
That's a good choice.
So,
I did a lot of elections with them.
Yeah.
so going back to the election, so we have the election the 24th.
Mhm.
When do we need to have the public hearing?
So normally 10 days, so we normally do everything like in February, the public hearing.
This way of time to make
Enough
adjustments.
time.
More than 30, so it's more than 30
Yeah.
days, right?
Yes, because we gotta have absentee ballots ready.
Yeah,
So that's,
Mhm.
okay.
you gotta have it before the absentee ballot is,
Yeah.
10 days before that.
So when's that? I'm just trying to work backwards.
Oh, yeah.
30 days.
30 days prior to
Yeah, with the
So maybe part of our February
We normally do it on a
board
meeting.
meeting,
Yeah, that's what we've done in the past. But
do a public
remember,
hearing.
we're gonna have a couple items for public hearing. We
Yeah.
got this, Clifton Climbers.
And if we wanna,
Wouldn't that be part,
Ordinance.
couldn't we do that as part of the ballot? Like
But we still have to have a hearing on that.
couldn't we do the hearing at the same day,
Yes.
same time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll announce it, legal notices. I thought there was a third hearing.
that's if we agree to do a
Article.
recall.
Oh, the recall, that's right. So it's 3.
That's something we're gonna discuss at our January meeting, which is next week.
That's a total.
But that would be, you need a public hearing.
That was the third item.
You guys are gonna discuss the date of that meeting too.
Yeah, we have to vote on that to accept that.
Because your absentee ballots have to be available on a Sunday, just like if you changed it to like a Wednesday, Thursday, it would change how that falls, so it's falling on a day that you're open.
So,
So we'll talk about that at
Next
the
week.
meeting. Yeah.
So, okay, not to drag this out, I did have a couple other questions on budget. Revenue, or I guess technically it's not revenue, but the surplus amount, do we have any idea, we talked about how much we're, because that needs to be its own warrant article.
The auditor confirmed the same price. That was one thing.
No, surplus. How
I
much
know,
we can
but
take
it's
out of
part of
surplus?
this. That was one other thing I did mention. We talked about the auditor's expense.
What does that have to do with surplus?
Because it just came to me.
Oh,
so line 0404 is
Sorry.
$11,000. That's all we need to know.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, but so surplus, do we know, we have a rough idea of how much we think we can take out?
That we'll have to, when we sit down and figure all this, compile it together.
Well, because that has to go in the hearing too, right? It's a warrant article. We have to recommend.
Yes, that will be part of the public hearing.
But how do we, so what do we need to do to get there to come up with a number? Do we have, you know what I mean, like,
Just trying to think, does Mark and I would work together for that?
Because I know last year we backed off on it because our undesignated fund balance has gone
Went
down
down.
in the last few years.
Right.
Probably ought to save this year, kind of back up.
Keep it, well, I'm saying, I hope we can keep it flat.
I would think so. I'll
You have to get to
figure it
the, I would think you would have to get to the end of the year
out.
and close out your books.
Yep.
And see what,
Then we made a policy,
see
right?
what income and expense was.
Yeah.
And then that will tell you.
It's
Count how many months we have after.
Put all that
So that's not something you'll have until the end of this month.
But we've got 22, 23 days left in the year.
Yeah.
We should know,
You can estimate, but you can't really
Yeah.
know until you close your books.
right, but okay. So are we gonna be able to know before the public hearing? I guess, how do we do this every year if we don't know?
I don't know if we ever had it. Well, yes, because we'll have
We always put the number in,
numbers in the warrant.
because then we have to vote on it.
Hearing.
We will have that information,
Yeah.
we just don't have it tonight.
If we have to vote on it.
Right.
Yeah, the
We have to-
warrant itself.
100%.
Back it up, good.
And then the TIF money, we sort of touched on that earlier, but, you know, how much, I have 4 things. How much do we need to do to put Chick Hill Road to bed? I was thinking 150 plus or minus, but
I wouldn't go over that.
do you want to go over just to be safe, just in case we don't get
It's
the same?
130, it's one, I mean, if we had a high bid, but I mean, he's gonna have to redo it again.
So that's
No,
what I'm
just
saying,
stop.
can we just be safe so we don't get into the same situation?
Maybe you're right.
So, and then you have to decide, because we know what's in Pisgah. And we have the other accounts, we talked about for fire and police possibly using TIF money to help defray.
Right, so that was the next question after that one. We said 40,000 in the past for fire. Are we sticking with that recommendation? Because I know you had mentioned yes the other day about going up, but we're going through this money just about as fast as it comes in as it is.
I know.
We got,
That's, Pisgah's at 134, just rounding it off for now.
How is it at 134 when the audited financials, it doesn't come up to that?
Yeah. But
that's
this
what
is
the bank
correct.
says we have. And we've done we've had someone look at the books and they've approved.
I'm gonna send you over some.
Get some information.
Who is it, someone?
I'm not gonna point who's, because he's just sitting there.
Bruce isn't the town auditor.
No, but he took it
This
upon
is
himself.
a good job, especially seeing a couple of people particularly incompetent in not looking into the fact that the figures they were using did not match the actual,
Anyway,
the actual
I don't wanna get into all
bank
that.
statements.
I'm
And
not.
I spent about 200 hours over the last 3 months going through the entire Pisgah account with bank statements, auditor statements, you name it, I've been looking at it.
So what was the
And I
audit?
verified the figures to the bank statements all the way up to this year.
So what was the audited ending balance of the Pisgah account at 1/31/2025?
It was $80,000 off, and I cannot find whether somebody made a clerical error, or if that previous accountant gave our new accountant the incorrect number.
So what was the balance, what was the starting balance at 1/31/2025? What was it?
118,000 something.
Why
What
was that high?
And in that little Schedule E, she had a standing figure of 38,000. Almost exactly to the penny, $80,000 off. And the people that were using that figure to promote not passing the appropriation last year did not spend the time to even look at why is her number of minus 18,000 different from the actual bank statement of $133,000.
So will you at least give me that you just admitted that the auditor said that the starting balance was negative 18,000? Will you at least give me that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because it was, well, yes, the auditor said, auditors make mistakes.
Okay. But you admit the auditor said negative 18,000. Give me that at least.
That was what she had on her.
Okay.
line.
That's all. At least we can agree on that. So I'm not crazy.
But it's
So-
not correct.
But that's not, yeah, we don't need to get into all that tonight. Bottom line,
Thank you, Bruce, for putting the time into that.
yes.
That's a lot of hours.
You're gonna get documents
Okay.
of what he does.
But anyway, so if we say 150 for Chick Hill, 40,000 for fire, and then 25,000 for Clifton Climbers, that's, you know, do we feel good about that? Because I think we need to make that decision as the bottom line. Are we good about those amounts, or do we want to recommend something different?
Because if you look at PIS stuff, Bruce said it so much, as on the silver,
Silver Maple.
I mean, in the substation, we haven't touched that really. So there's a lot sitting there that could help the taxpayers.
What, Debbie, how much can, the TIF money pay on the fire
As
contract?
much as,
I mean, do we have to just necessarily give them 40,000? I mean,
that's,
could we give them like the 25,000 that we want to give to the climbers?
Yeah.
Could we give that to the fire or
Whatever
whatever needs to
the
save
board-
the taxpayer money?
Right.
And we don't have to spend, that TIF money does not have to be spent every year, am
right,
I correct?
correct.
So we don't have to get rid of it.
Whatever the board recommends, like they'll recommend to you,
That's what I'm asking right now.
Right.
We need to come up with recommendations.
but it can be any
amount?
logs
But if we don't use
Whatever
it,
we have
get to the end of it, we do lose it.
That's not.
at in the end of the term.
What can, okay. If you
But
guys
that's
could,
another, what, 10 years away?
No, it
Sorry.
seems like that's 20 years.
What? I'm
could you send me that in writing where it says that it lapses because the laws have changed in the state, is my understanding.
Oh, I would like to see that myself, but
Yeah.
I think we should
originally
really
that's,
keep it.
that's what it was. I'd like to see
It was,
that.
the state, I think the state laws.
Have they admitted
I
that?
thought the attorney told us that when he came and explained use of that you can only use a certain percentage.
It's supposed to
It
be
had
for
to
the
be
added,
calculated.
it's supposed to be related to the project.
Right.
Like what,
Right,
you know,
you
you
can't
can use,
just pull a number, it's a certain calculation to get the number.
Whatever's put into that plan, it's all categorized, each line item.
Thank you,
So
Debbie.
this is the, Silver Maple.
Yeah.
It's $190,000 just in that one fund
Yeah.
that we never touched.
51 is the
And then the
substation.
substation is another 51,000 that we've never touched.
we've touched the silver maple every year, the last
Little
few
bit.
years.
Well,
40,000.
Well, yes,
Right.
yes, for the, but not
But,
for any capital.
so that's what you guys gotta decide.
Then there's 134,460 in the Pisgah.
You think we could use the 80,000 that went up?
Well, so we
Right,
talked
that's what
about.
I'm
I
thinking.
mean, why not use it?
She's
for
happy.
taxing?
Yeah,
Where
I'd rather
all
use
this
the 80,000.
That's
Yeah.
gonna benefit everyone.
So she can do some adjusting.
So you haven't talked to the auditor
Not
about all
yet.
these adjustments you guys are talking about?
We haven't adjusted anything, but it's just documents and what's the proof. Because when she was hired, she hardly got any documents from the previous auditor, so she basically went on her own. Because normally they should transfer over documents from previous audits on accounts. So, yeah, she'll have all this, so she can see it.
Because she's done 2 years worth of audits. So we had,
So it started out,
so you think there was a misstatement 3 years ago?
you'll get to read it.
Okay.
Okay?
What do we
I
do
think-
with something like that, though? What's our repercussions?
Really nothing. I mean, yes, maybe we can do the adjustments, the auditor can recommend the adjustments.
So
But
it's
we
not
don't
under,
have to.
so, but if the Pisgah account is off by 80,000, what other account is off? Is it the general fund, the undesignated fund balance? Because if that's the case, that's, now we're talking that we have,
She started with the wrong number, as I
Right.
understand it,
Was-
so it was
That's right.
wrong
She was
information
given.
that she was given,
How do we rectify it?
and I don't know.
She'll have to do the adjusting.
That's what I want to know, is how can we make it so going forth, we're going to be
So
right?
we will have to review what
Yeah.
it did and see if it's accurate.
Yeah.
okay. So do we want to talk,
So back to the question, yes.
We want to.
I would recommend increasing it so we can somehow, somewhat defray the increase that we're going to get.
It helps.
Some degree. It's the only way that we can help the citizens with reducing their taxes.
I would say we put just as much as we can towards the taxes that we can get away with.
And what Cindy said, whatever is allowable. by
Yeah.
The fire department wanted 80,000, if we could take 80 grand out of those and make that go away, it's gonna feel a lot better.
Right, but we're kicking the can.
Only
because-
this year, you're kicking the can down the road, you're better off
Because
just.
the expense run rate's gone up, and this TIF revenue is gonna go away at some point.
Right.
And we're just masking problems. I think.
But our desire was to somehow step it, and that's what I was saying. We could step it by increasing the tip this
I'd
year.
rather give it to the taxpayers than I would give it to an organization.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know it sounds rude, I'm
We can
sorry.
do both.
No, it doesn't.
We could do
No,
both.
it doesn't.
So we don't wanna do anything for Eagles Bluff.
No, I absolutely do. I'm 100% behind that.
So we could do both.
I think we
It's
can
not
do
a
both.
one or the other.
I agree. I
I
think that'd
know,
be great for the town.
I know Kevin has contacted me and he's gonna come to the, I think, next meeting. And I think he's gonna like lower down what was actually voted on at our meeting, just to help out, because they're gonna be able to get that grant.
How much more do they need to get the grant one day?
I don't know anything about that.
I mean, if they've already
Anyway.
reached their goal and getting the grant money, then why do we have to give them anything already?
That's a good question for him.
So you want an additional
No, but if
80?
they've already got the money that they need for
What are you
it,
saying?
that's what I'm saying.
Uh,
If they've already got it,
Should we?
but we
Yeah.
should ask them that.
Please,
That's what
Nancy,
they-
please.
And they should ask, but they.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
So 150 for Chick Hill Road,
That's it.
potential, what's
Yeah.
that? Fire, I recommend keeping it flat. I know you guys, so I'm one vote, so I'll vote you, but the expense run rate is what it is, and this TIF revenue is gonna, it goes down every year, and if we keep spending more on fire, we're not gonna have any for road improvements going forward.
Correct. That's very true.
So,
However, I think if we doubled it this year, and then you guys look at it next year, and maybe adjust it down, just so it's not as big a hit this year, because it is so much.
We had a huge hit last year. I mean, I know I had a lot of phone calls and people were pretty pissed about it. You know, and
So
to give them another hit this year,
Which is gonna happen anyway.
it is.
Right.
It is
Not
unfortunate.
anything to do with.
unfortunately, we're spending more money because we're dealing with the repercussions of not planning ahead and deferring maintenance, letting things go for the last 5-6 years.
A lot longer than that.
Yeah, so that's
I
where
mean,
we're
it's
at.
been the last 30 years.
Yeah.
If you go look at some of these roads.
It's been a long
So
time.
we're taking steps to alleviate those issues by setting up reserve funds as you recommended, which I think is an excellent idea.
I think it's a good idea.
And
I mean, at least we ain't like some towns going up and taking loans to fix their roads, and then all of a sudden the roads are going to crap.
10
before
years
they
you
even
pay it
take
off and you're back at square one again.
Yeah, so, I mean,
we are in an enviable position
we're in a good spot for sure.
compared to other towns, but
So I'd say we do 40 for fire, keep it flat. You guys outvote me and put something.
I'd at least go 60. I mean, I wanted to go
I mean, that's
80.
something we'll
I
have
wanted
to
to go
do
80.
in a board meeting.
Right.
No, but this is a budget meeting. we're
Yeah.
setting a
Which
budget.
As far as a,
But I would at least say 60. I mean, I wanted to go 80, but
Compromise.
I'd at least drop
It's a
down
good
some.
compromise.
But I mean, it's gonna be a big kick.
80,000 more than you have been?
Hmm?
That's 120.
no,
No,
up to 80.
No.
From 40 to 80, he isn't adding.
no. I'd like to have it go 80, but I'd sell it for 60. You know, I'd be disappointed if we wouldn't do less.
The problem I have with this is an operational expense, and it's an
I
annual
agree.
cost.
I
So we're
agree.
just masking the problem. We're not promoting business, we're not broadening the tax base, we're not improving capital, it's money out the door. So
Well, we are
You
improving
sure
capital
use
of the roads.
Just,
No,
extra funds for one-time things.
Exactly.
Because if you mess with the operational, there will be a cliff where it won't be
That's
a
right.
10%, it'll be a 25 or 30%, so.
But this year it's 100%, and we're trying to cut back on that 100%.
We're already
doubling.
80% one year.
Yeah, so.
When County used ARPA funds to supplement their budget. and we're reaping the benefit of
So,
And they
City
use all the
increase.
surplus.
I would
What do
go
you think?
along.
You've been pretty quiet. What do you sit on this?
Just listening.
She's taking notes.
I mean, I don't think it's asking.
Want it to increase from 40, if it goes 40 to 60, it's not a big increase, but it's help.
What's our total TIF revenue in a year, 250,000 net?
Just Pisgah?
No, total.
Oof, I have to look.
I think it's like 270 this year, roughly. It's gonna go down every year.
272.80. We're gonna do that.
Pisgah brings in like 211 just last year.
Right.
Yeah, so we got, Silver Maple's got 5 towers.
Yeah, but we did a credit enhancement agreement, we give all that money back to them every year.
True, I gotcha.
Yeah.
If you like what I'm saying,
Now, yes, you're right.
So, can I say something? 4 years ago, you guys, somebody voted to take a huge amount of money out of surplus to supplement the taxes. Did that 2 years in a row. Subsequently, last 2 years, we've seen big increases because you haven't had that money to put towards it. So that's what you're doing right now, by taking more out of the tip funds, because it's gonna run out.
if we have a big surplus, that just means we're taking money out of
Right.
people's pockets so that they don't have it to spend, and we're sitting in our bank, and I don't like big surpluses either.
That's not.
But that's a whole, you don't need a big surplus, you need a surplus. But that's a whole thing we can
Money that
debate.
you have taxed the citizens
Right,
that you didn't spend.
exactly.
That's
That's
what it is.
is.
Yeah.
It is not a savings account, it is not a source of income. It is money you tax the people for that you didn't spend and is left over at the end of the year.
Correct.
There seems to be a misconception here that somehow this is a magic savings fund or a magic income fund.
Bruce,
And it isn't.
I respond to that because it literally is for a town like us that doesn't run on debt. It actually is, because from a cash flow perspective, we run off of that surplus account
Sure.
from September to August. So if we don't have that, we have to take out loans, and then we have to pay interest expense. So
That
there's
is
two options.
correct.
So it's a cash flow thing. It is a magical savings account.
No, it's not a savings account.
It is from the
You're using it as a cash flow item.
Yes.
But that does not change the fact that it is not a savings account. It is leftover money.
Okay, call it what you want to call it, but we live off of it.
Yes,
For most of the
From
year.
and that's why they also have the right to take out a loan if it's necessary.
Yes, if it's necessary, this
So
town,
we want
we've never done that.
So-
Technically, you should have enough to cover those 3
Right.
months that the townspeople give us that permission to spend.
No, we have an
No.
undesignated
Bottom
fund
line,
policy.
we need to balance that as close as we can.
No, we don't. We have an undesignated fund policy that we all agree
Yes.
to this year that
Correct.
actually specifies what the level should be.
Correct.
We made a policy initiative.
That's right. And that's how we balance it with our policy.
We never had a policy on it. Now we do.
We
Do
do.
you guys remember David, that came and did the, moderator, David,
Pepper?
Pepper?
Yep.
Explaining, he was a town manager, and down in the southern part of the state, and he worked really hard to get the town, he was in a fund balance, because that's how they sustain themselves from the end of their year
Sure.
until their next goes wrong.
Sure.
And that's us from February 1st until, taxes roll in September?
Sure.
So all our bills, our plowing, our trash,
School.
all that, no, not the school, because we build the school ahead of time. So that's sitting, waiting, but all the rest of it, trash, plowing, payroll, everything is paid out of that surplus from February 1st until September, when taxes roll in.
Right. That's why we have.
So if you don't keep a sufficient balance in there, you have to go get a loan.
And we haven't had to do that, so we've done fine, and that's what we want to do. So we
And
don't
the
have-
only way to create that balance is to overtax people for the
Get
previous
that money.
year.
correct.
But you've got to maintain a balance.
Yes. You're both correct.
Yeah.
So can we go, so what's the pleasure on the fire? I say 40,000,
I
Lisa
wrote
says
down
60.
I put
60,
60.
60, okay.
and 150 for Chick Hill.
150 for Chick Hill, 25 for the climbers, 20, 10, 0.
Oh.
We voted on 25, but it sounds like you guys are needing to change that, so.
No,
We'll
he
change it.
called.
Oh, we made a
John,
deal,
he
we made a
hasn't
deal.
called,
Yep.
so I think he's gonna renegotiate.
We can't spend it anyway, the town has to vote on it.
How about, how about the police? How about the police?
Yeah.
Can we use their funds for paying for our police?
It's
How much you
protection.
gonna designate that?
0. It's an operating cost, in my opinion.
Yeah, we
That's
don't
my
want to
opinion.
get doing too much for the thing that Greg said, and
You know, we don't wanna like zero out.
we gotta balance this out, but to give some help.
Did we vote on some last year?
No, not police.
It went to the police department.
I'm sorry, originally it was 25.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll just wait to hear when Kevin comes.
And then do we want to put anything for anything else? We talked about other miscellaneous capital improvements for roads, is there anything that comes up? Just so we don't get flat-footed like we did this year.
Well, we have the roads, road-wise, we have the reserve fund.
And I think that 15,000 is sufficient for any maintenance. Because I don't think you can
I
set,
think we wanna let that just die back until we get everything straightened out.
So that's 235 in TIF funds total. Okay. Okay, and then we still gotta figure out the surplus recommendation.
yeah, that at the end.
Okay.
Do we have a number that we're thinking what that takes to operate for the 3 months?
Oh, let's
I mean,
do
that's
that.
what we figured, I think when we did our policy, we figured we were gonna figure out what it was gonna take for 4 months
Yeah, it's
to
probably,
operate. You know, and then we shouldn't keep much more than what that is anyway. But I do agree with what he says about having, if we have too much, then that's not right.
well, the problem is,
We need a
we've gone the
balance.
other way. The problem is, every year in the last 3-4 years, we've spent more than we've taken in. So it's gone, undesignated fund balance went from like $500,000 to now it's like 250. Probably less than that.
So what does it take to operate for 3 months?
Well, if our total budget's 2.2 million, a quarter of that's what?
It isn't a case of you spend more than you're taking in. It's a case of you spent right up to what was appropriated.
No, Bruce, if you look at 3 years ago, the amount taken out of surplus was more than what came in.
Yeah, you're ignoring where surplus comes from. It's unexpended funds. Well, unfortunately, in the last 2 or 3 years, because of inflation and all the other factors, we've ended up spending right to what was appropriated.
We spent over what was appropriated.
In rare instances.
Well, how
But
would
it also is revenues
right.
that we didn't appropriate. Any excess
Well-
revenues?
We're done for today.